I don't know, whatever. Then that's fine. That'll be real nice. Make a great meatloaf. I'm going to simplify some things for you. I've got some mise en place that I put together. I put my oats in there. I've got the tomato paste, the eggs. Okay. I got some mirepoix. I know you guys didn't use the carrots. I don't care. I'm going to use carrots. Not a big deal if you don't. We're not like writing something that's going to go into law. Okay. The food police are not going to chase you down and say, hey, you didn't put carrots in the meatloaf, right? So let's put some things in perspective here. You got to be careful not to look at a recipe and say it has to be this way because the recipe says. We've got to be able to give and take a little bit. Does it call for carrots? What are you going to do about it? I'm going to put carrots in. Are you going to do something about it? If you put carrots in your meatloaf, you think I'm going to come around and say, hey, you can't do that? I'm not. I also added a little bit of garlic. I'm just breaking all kinds of rules. I'm also sauteing my mirepoix. Does it say to saute your mirepoix?
No.
Yeah, man. All right. Somebody call the food police right now. Get them in here. We're not following the recipe. What I want to do is just kind of show you this doesn't have to be very complex. Again, in here, I have the eggs. I put Dijon mustard in here, Wolverine Dijon. Some people will put straight prepared mustard. That's the yellow stuff. Yeah, is it me? My eyes are on fire.
No, that's...
I don't know if it's the yellow onion or what, or the white onion or what. We don't have enough ventilation here.
Here's what I've got. I just sweat the mirepoix a little bit of clarified butter, just to soften it up. It's not a big deal. We're not putting a man on the moon here. We can keep things really, really simple and not scary. I'm gonna go right here. Now again, meatloaf, what we traditionally know as meatloaf as a group, I'm sure, is mom putting together some breadcrumbs and eggs and some ketchup and all that stuff and put it in a casserole dish and bake it with ketchup on top. And we're just asking all kinds of questions, right? Why the ketchup on top? What's the point of that? I don't even know where that comes from. Who cares? Some people get real crazy and they do things like put barbecue sauce in it. That's crazy, right? Who does that? Well, I've done it. So what I did is I sweat my mirepoix. I've got everything that my meatloaf requires right here. And so this is where it gets fun. You get to get your hands in here, start to break this stuff up. You're gonna make weird, awkward sounds. You gotta work it. You're gonna get Popeye forearms by the time you're done. And everybody, this is 1.8 pounds of beef based on the conversion factor. And you can see just how much this is gonna make. It's gonna make a lot of meatloaf. Probably a larger quantity than you're used to seeing being made at home. Well, depending on the size of your family. Crackers? Crackers work, breadcrumbs work. Ritz crackers would be amazing. Don't think I've ever used Ritz, but I think that's a fantastic choice.
I don't make her meatloaf, so.
I make meatloaf with oats. I just think they do a better job of absorbing a lot of liquid and keeping it nice and juicy rather than dry. That's the purpose of all breadcrumbs, whether it's crackers, breadcrumbs, or oats. Another added benefit of the oats is that it's gluten-free. So if you have one of those family members or friends, you can now make a meatloaf. Not that that's probably one thing they've been dying to have. You made meatloaf gluten-free? Oh my God! But it is kind of nice. At least you can tell them you're thinking about them, even though you may not have been. Who knows? Okay, so I've got it nice and mixed. Okay, use the old hands. Now we're going to take some plastic wrap. Pardon me. And you can do a couple of things. What we're going to do is not disgusting.
What I said was gross.
What you said was what?
I said when Nero was born.
Don't. Just don't. No, please. We don't deserve that. God.
We're going to put our bacon on before we do that?
Yes, I forgot about the bacon because I normally don't do that. I was going to honor that request. So what we do want to do here, we'll just kind of roll it into again, we want that cylindrical shape. at this point, if you want to go ahead and add your bacon, you're going to lay down strips of bacon. With a 2-pound cylinder, you're probably not going to get a piece of bacon to wrap all the way around, so be prepared for that. Is that okay? Everybody? How many of you are actually going to put bacon on here? I don't know if it's, be sure it's going to taste, okay. You're only doing it because it's bacon. Yeah. All right. I mean, you can. I'll tell you what, forget it. We're going to all put bacon on it. Can somebody go grab me the bacon? We'll just do it. We'll do it upright.
Way to go, Ashley.
Joe, go ahead.
Bacon wrapped chicken breast is my CEC exam too. I guess I'm done with it. It's highly overrated. Okay, it's a little overrated, not highly. But when you make hundreds of these things. All right, this is for Esther. She's the one that requested it, so we'll honor it. Thank you very much. All right, and we got the product that deserves to be used. We're going to take our bacon. You have to use your hands again. Gently stretch it out. It's going to take a lot. I'm going to look at a piece of bacon here. This is really, really cold bacon. What do you call it? Bacon stretcher? You made that up.
First day at the restaurant, Mama sitting at work, and he said, "Go grab me a bacon stretcher." And I'm sitting there
Looking all over.
the whole toolbox and everything, and some of them laughing. I'm like, "It's gotta be over here."
I know they're laughing because I'm close and I can't see it. Bacon stretchers don't exist. That's the pun. It's kind of like asking that new server or new busboy or whoever. You're like, "Hey, I need to go get me a bucket of steam." And you're like, "All right, I'll do whatever I have to do." That doesn't exist. The left-handed saute pans, right? All of that.
Then I'm the ball chicken court center in the ballgame looking for it.
So sad. You're so mean. So you see, this can be time-consuming. Again, this bacon is really cold, so it's not as malleable as you'd like. I'll get one more. Can you have too much bacon? Well.
Okay.
All right. We'll take our meatloaf. Take this plastic wrap. And this is where we gotta roll this thing tight. Sorry about that. Yeah. So I placed it right in the center. Okay. We're gonna roll it nice and tight. Like our plate's high and tight. Okay with this thing on the end. I don't care. I'm going to wrap that up anyway, so I don't care about perfection on the end. I'm probably not even going to serve that to a guest. So I'm going to go and wrap this up. It's going to take a cool little plastic wrap. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten it up by wrapping it the other direction.
Why do we have to wrap it so tight, Chef?
You're going to have a lot of moisture loss. This just kind of keeps it nice and in shape, because you do have loss. When you cook things, they get smaller, you lose moisture. It's like anything that we cook, it's going to shrink. So I'm just trying to keep it at least in shape. What's going to happen when we pull this out of the oven, we'll see it. The bacon will not be nice and brown. It's not going to look pretty. That's what happens later. We take care of that when we prepare for the guest. But you're going to see how the bacon shrinks. We all know that bacon really loses a lot of volume. So it's just the purpose of keeping it as tight as we can, because as it shrinks, we could lose its shape. Hope that helps. Now for the aluminum foil, we've got plenty of plastic. So what I'm going to do, let's see. Roll it super tight again. Don't cut yourself. Oh, you guys know aluminum foil is very, very sharp. I'm going to take the edges. I'm going to alternate, holding. Kind of bring it in. And what I want to do is just make sure the seam is on the top so I'm not bleeding all the juices out. I'm going to cook this in the oven. Oh, I split it. I guess I got it too tight. I didn't know my own strength. Try this again. I will say this standard aluminum foil sucks. It's very, very thin. Hold it loose.
We're gonna put what saran wrap everything on.
You betcha.
Not in a can.
You guys would be surprised. I do a lot of casserole cooking and things like that, or I'm braising something. I always wrap the pan in plastic. That's my insulator. The aluminum foil just kind of keeps the heat inside as well. But plastic is a great barrier. The reason we'll use plastic is because the acidity of the food. We've got tomato paste and mustard in there. It'll eat through the aluminum foil. So then we just lose everything. So that's why we've got the barrier plastic wrap. It will not affect anything. In fact, it's going to support the product as it shrinks. The plastic wrap will also kind of tighten with it. And you'll see when it's done, we'll have a nice, firm, cylindrical piece of meatloaf wrapped in bacon. Tomorrow we'll take this cylindrical meatloaf wrapped in bacon and we will sear it all the way around. And then we're going to cut it into medallions and we'll grill those medallions with the bacon on them, kind of like a filet mignon. So, make sense?
Yes, chef.
So it's really easy, right? I broke a few rules. I probably rocked some people's world. That's okay. Recipes are great guidelines. They tell us, hey, this will make it good. What are you going to do to make it great? You know what I'm saying? So just be aware of that.